Welcome back to another episode of Aunt and Andrew, where family's everything.
Until it's not. I'm Aunt.
And I'm Andrew. And Pump Rules Reunion 1.
It was amazing. And I don't know how they kept that up for 10 hours because, I mean, without full fisticuffs, really.
I love the trailer. The poor little trailer.
I thought it was so interesting that it was 15 minutes before we even got on set for the reunion. It was 15 minutes of Andy interviewing them getting ready, them arriving. It was 15 minutes. And Ariana really didn't even, not Ariana, Raquel didn't even talk almost the whole episode. All we saw were her big Bambi eyes.
Bambi eyes. And also, a reunion first. Oh, I love that. I love it. Again, I make crafts so I can, send them.
Do you sell these on Etsy?
I can start to.
Maybe you need to. They're fabulous.
Maybe. Well, I will say this. It was the reunion first, I think, and I've watched a lot of reunions.
Oh, me too.
That the production countdown, like the 3, 2, 1, it usually always goes right to Andy going, welcome back. It never goes to commercial. And it went to commercial because this is the biggest thing ever in the history of Bravo.
Ever. And like I said, it took 15 minutes before, because I it's been 15 minutes before they even started talking. And I am going to say this, and I have no idea why so many of them are as mad as they are. It has no effect on them. The visceral hate that Lala and James are exhibiting doesn't make sense to me.
Then you need to pay attention for the past 10 years.
I did pay attention.
Tom Sandoval has ripped them to shreds for years and acted like
James thought he was his brother. I can't say that.
Yeah, but he still beat him down. With James, it makes a lot of sense. That's his former fiance and his friend.
Yeah, but James was doing Lala when he had a fiance.
No, he had been dating her for 2 weeks.
Well, whatever. I just think I like what Andy said. They're all a bunch of cheaters. But who's
okay? But I also like what James said. I was 21 years old, you motherfucker.
Yeah, he did.
No, 21 compared to 42. That's half his age.
I understand. But what I'm saying is I don't understand quite the level of anger they have towards Sandy and Raquel. I just don't understand. Like Katie and stuff. I get Scheana because she was close, but Katie wasn't that close to Ariana. She wasn't that close to Ariana.
What do you mean? They're opening a sandwich shop together.
Yeah, but not like they hang out together.
And of course they did when they were couples. They went out all the time.
When they were couples. I don't know. I don't get why they were all so upset. They need to be more like Lisa. That happens.
We have to remember that just like a lot of people's lives changed over the pandemic where you couldn't leave for 2 years. Like these people also grew up. Like we have to remember that. They have kids now, some of them. They bought houses. Like we have to remember that a lot of this shit happened and then that trash left. Dodie.
Okay. I think, right. But I'm going to say, I think some of them were so upset just to get airtime. I'm not sure if they're James is using it because if you watch him on Instagram, he has a song that he sings at all of his. Yeah, no.
Tom Sandoval's a liar.
He's a liar. Yeah.
No, James is into it because he's the Raquel thing. It's totally about Raquel.
No, I think that they're using it for airtime.
And
I think at the end of the day, they don't really care. Lala is doing nothing but deflecting her own problems on Tom.
I don't think she has problems.
No,
Tom Sandoval ripped her to shreds when the Randall stuff broke. So she is payback as a bitch.
Back. Right. Yeah. Right. That's what it's all
that's
about.
Not, of course. Of course. So she has every right.
She's got a lot of deflecting.
You need to go back and watch. Sandoval comes for her so hard. He's always come for her so hard. And Tom Sandoval has always found a way to keep a good reputation and never get the brunt of all the shit. So they are all piling up. They are all, this is years of just
years of stuff of it. Yeah. Especially with Schwartz, who I do think is also getting the short.
Oh, I agree with that.
Short end of the stick. It wasn't Schwartz. He didn't do anything, but I will say Katie is much better off without Schwartz, but Schwartz is better off without Katie too. He just is. He's better off. They're both better without the other.
In what way? For you as a viewer or for
No,
as
I
people?
don't think. I think that they had a very, very toxic relationship for years. And at the end of the day, they're both better without the other.
Okay.
I don't think either made each other a better person. I just don't. Seeing them last night and stuff, I'm like, nah, Schwartz, she didn't really do anything for you. And he didn't do anything for her. Katie's better than him.
Katie has grown a lot on me this season.
Like you said that there. I just, and Rachel is enjoying the trailer way too much.
The amount of just like pure, like, I just don't get it. I really, really don't understand. I mean, I have to say that, like, I think Tom Sandoval is going to wake up in about a month, 2 months. I don't know when it is, but he's going to wake up and he is going to just be like, oh my fucking God, what have I done to my life? Like, this isn't someone that is okay with chaos like this. I think that, I'm not saying that he's not a major asshole.
I think something else happened in the middle of this, and I think it's going to come out, and I'm not going to talk about it, but I heard rumors. Well, there was rumors this week that
she's pregnant.
That she's pregnant. I don't think she is pregnant.
No, she's not. She already confirmed that.
I think she was. They've only said she is not pregnant. Not that she was.
Maybe she had an abortion.
Pregnant. Or maybe she got pregnant and had a miscarriage. That's just, there's something else that happened in the middle of all this. And she could have even lied and said she was pregnant.
She's so crazy that she could have stopped taking her birth control when she started hooking up with Tom just to try to get the baby with him. Could you imagine how manipulative that would be?
Well, I think something is going to come out because these rumors of her being pregnant, I think, stem from the reunion, that it's kind of like leaked out, but not that she is pregnant. And they can obviously say, no, she is not pregnant.
Maybe.
But nobody is saying she wasn't pregnant.
That would be mind-blowing.
I'm just wondering.
What did you think?
And I thought it was so cool that Scheana is going to be there, and then Sheena's going to have to leave.
Sheena's probably so happy. She's probably like, Brock, bring the baby. I can't wait to be with my daughter.
Halfway to the end, I was like, where's Scheana? Like, nobody had even heard from her.
Yeah, but we don't know also we don't really know if they started the day that way, if they started the day with Raquel and then Scheana came in. So we don't know if Scheana had just got there and everyone else had been warming up, or like, Scheana might have also been like, oh, I'm going to have to leave soon. That's a tough position to be in.
No, it was. I feel bad for Scheana, but Scheana didn't have a lot to say either. And okay, so I was trying to figure out. So Jack slept with Kristen.
Why are you carrying on the stuff that happened 10 years ago?
Okay, Tom slept with Ariana when he was with Kristen. Lala and James, James and Kristen slept together when she was still with Tom, I think.
Yep.
And then Lala and James have slept together. And Schwartz, I think, makes out with everybody, but I don't think he sleeps with them. And so I wanted to know, he said, you're all cheaters here. But when did Scheana cheat? Because I don't remember her cheating with
Eddie Chibrin.
Oh, that's right, Brandy's guy. Yeah.
Yeah,
that's right. But it wasn't with the cast member, and it wasn't on
No, but he was just talking about cheating.
That's what the parlay of why she's on Pump Rules. I mean, that's the only reason Scheana started on Pump Rules, because it made good because of Brandy was friends with Lisa, and that's how that kind of segued in. Oh, that's right, Eddie. But I don't think she knew Eddie was married. I really don't.
Lala didn't know that Randall was married.
Oh, Lala and Randall too. Yeah, that's right.
This is what I'm saying. Lala, you know why you think Lala, and the same reason why Sandoval, and then I'm going to get into the real one that I want to talk about with Lala, that people think that she's that she's any worse than some of these other girls. She's just more aggressive with the words. I think her words have power and they're weapons. She's really great at it, but at the same time, here's the thing: Lala is not denying that she was a gold digger,
right?
That she got her blowjobs for Range Rovers,
right?
She's not denying that Randall was a pig. quite frankly, obviously she's not.
Oh,
And we'll get into that because we're going to do a special on the Randall scandal. But I'm saying is that she doesn't even act that way. So the fact that Sandoval is like, it's so funny to me how he's like, Laura, if someone's going to come after me, get in line and you should get to the back. And it's like, she should just stop in that moment and be like, Sandoval, shut the fuck up for 1 second. But I want to say something. I am not an angel by any means. And I have done everything that you think. The best part about it all is that I didn't do it on screen with a coworker.
Right.
That is also best friends with my
sister,
with my girlfriend of 8 years, 10 years. Like the optics are so different. So yes, we both have been part of cheating before, but what you did was fucked up beyond measure. And you know that. So shut the fuck up and stop trying to deflect.
Well, I think we're
here because we're all friends. And this happened in our friend group.
I think the idea that Ariana and Tom were sleeping and Raquel was in the guest room and it was reported that Tom left and went and slept with, had a quickie with Rachel and then went back into bed with Ariana. That's messed up.
I mean,
that's really messed up. No, that's really messed up.
So Lala with Lisa Vanderpump, I'm sorry, and I'm not saying this because I love Lala. I was 100% on Lala's side. Lisa Vanderpump, these kids, they are not in their 20s anymore. These are adults. They're on a show. They film all season long, far more than you do, and you don't work for Bravo. And you don't get paid to produce this show. You get paid to be on this show. And it gives your restaurants a ton of publicity. Lala didn't disrespect her. And I think that Lisa stepped in a way that she kind of was a little inappropriate for this. First and foremost, Andy asked her Lala questions. And I disagree with Lisa. Like, wait, did Lala say that Sandoval's going to show up with a gun and like kill someone? That kind of dangerous, or rob your house dangerous? No, she said dangerous. And if she's talking to women that might be interested in Tom Sandoval after he cheated on Kristen with Ariana and then cheated on Ariana with Miami Girl and then cheated on Ariana with Bambi and then cheated on Ariana with, I think, Billy Lee or someone else. But I think Billy Lee is the third person.
I have something with Billy Lee.
So my thing is that he is dangerous for anyone that might be interested in dating him. So why did what she said was wrong?
But I think to put him on the level of Randall is elevating Tom Sandoval because Randall is just a whole other level.
Randall's a mini Harvey Weinstein.
Yes.
And
like in the way, especially he was using people. We were not going to talk too much about the special, but we will talk about it. Yeah. But he uses people in such a way monetarily where Sandoval isn't really doing that except for his poor mom's 401k.
And don't get me wrong, because I don't want Randall to get any gas up in that head, honey.
Right.
Harvey Weinstein was Saks Fifth Avenue and you were Price Chopper. So just understand.
Totally. He's like Family Dollar.
Yeah, Family Dollar. Like
yeah. No, he is, and
even the way they tell your story. I don't want to get into it, but like,
right.
Oh my God, anyone that knows anything about glitz and glam in Hollywood knows that you were not glitzing and glamming at all. No. You were like a wannabe gangster selling films overseas because it made you more money because you couldn't compete with blockbusters in the States.
Yeah. Sorry. No, but he found a niche and he was doing it. He is a
very Joe Giudice to me.
He is a go-getter. I mean, that's for sure. He figured it out.
What he did, I don't even want to get into it.
No, we'll have to get into it later. Now, I thought it was wrong for Ariana. I think it's wrong for Ariana to say anybody who stays friends with Tom is not a friend of mine.
I think she needs to say that anyone that's going to stay friends with Tom right now, I can't be friends with you right now because I need to heal, but maybe someday we can be friends again. I just have to put you on pause because I need to have complete
This whole line in the sand. I do think there's some group think going on, and it's like one person in the group thinks this, so everybody has to think the same way.
I think it's a reactionary. I think it's just an immediate impulse.
I think there's a little group thing going on that they all believe they all have to feel the same way because none of them are like, Schwartz is the only one. You're like, yeah, I know.
I think that you have to. I think you just are missing this. I think you just don't understand that. Like Raquel lived with Scheana. when this was going on, some of it. Like they feel like this is their
understand
family.
what was going on. I just haven't elevated these people to good moral character. And I understand that they're all sort of trashy and they've all slept with each other. And I'm glad he said, but they all make an excuse. No, I'm not like that because of this. I'm not like that because of this. But they've all slept with each other.
I think that you've only heard Ariana say this to Schwartz.
No, she said to Lisa also.
Okay, to Lisa.
You know, they asked her about, oh, you're going to be mad at Lisa because she's still in business with Tom.
And what she said is that my relationship will change because I can't tell her certain things. That's okay.
Yeah, but she was anybody else. She wasn't cutting Lisa Vanderpump out because she's the boss. But anybody else, she was inferring she would be.
Wait, I think this is the most mature thing Ariana's done. What is she going to do? Say, oh, you and the business partners have to separate? No, she's respecting that is not a choice at this point. That is a relationship that's already signed, sealed, delivered. It's a business relationship. And it would be horrible for her to change that. And all she's saying is that our relationship will be different because she can't tell her things that might then go to Tom because Lisa just doesn't know how to keep her mouth shut.
Yeah, but she's totally cutting Schwartz out. And what she should say is, yes, we were friends, Schwartz. Yes, we were friends and everything. I don't wish you ill. You don't wish me bad, but we're just not going to be like, take me out of your phone type of thing. That's what I think.
I think she needs to say right now.
A little bit more like, if you're still friends with him, you're not friends with me. All right, well, don't even choose.
But why did she even have to say that? First and foremost, she was very open to just being normal with him when they met at that rooftop. I thought her behavior, she accepted him. She didn't jump down his throat.
I think her behavior has been exceptional the whole time.
She's so mature, so calm. Whatever she's on, I want to be on because that shit must be real.
But I will say this. I think she was much better last week's episode in the house, one-on-one with Tom. And then time has passed before the reunion and she has an army around her and it's made her a little cocky, where last week when it was her and him, she slayed him and she didn't need anybody and she didn't need to be cocky. And now she's kind of like puffed up a little bit because remember, they were all just Z-list celebrities and all of a sudden they're the main talk all over the country. And she got a little puffed up from it. And she's kind of like feeling, oh yeah.
I don't think so. I think she's letting.
I'm not saying it's bad. I'm just telling you what has happened to her because of the attention.
I think she's letting Lala have her moment. I think she's letting James have his moment. And I also have to say that
because they're supporting her though.
Of course, but also
if they weren't, she would feel different.
Well, this is the thing. There's two things that she did that I loved. When Sandoval goes, I'm just so sorry that this happened. And she goes, it didn't happen. You did it.
Well, I'm going to say that their relationship wasn't going to last.
Well, that leads into my second thing that I love that she keeps saying. It doesn't fucking matter because that's not what happened.
That's true, but I don't think they were going to last.
That's not the way that's the way the cookie crumbles. Who used to say that?
I don't know who.
Your dad.
Oh, my father.
Yeah, my opa. He used to say that. That's the way the cookie crumbles. Yeah, that's the way it happened. You know what? If she had or if he had broken up with her and then got with Raquel 2 weeks later, these people would have all still been doing what they're doing right now. And I wouldn't agree because I'd be like, no, he did the right thing, but he didn't. So Ariana's absolutely right. She has every right to drag him, slay him.
No, I didn't say she doesn't have a right.
Every single person on those chairs, because they don't have couches, which I noticed, which is kind of interesting. They've always had chairs, but is that they all have a right.
Why do they have chairs and the other people have couches? Is that
they've always had chairs? They've always had chairs. But I'll say that, you know what? You have to, I mean, I filmed a very terrible reality show once. And
no, it was a cult classic.
Maybe we can do a recap on that. And maybe someone's graduation too. Miss Eden graduated high school last week.
I know.
Valedictorian. There's like 20 kids in her class.
Is she going to college? I don't know.
I
hope so.
But I'll say this. I will say that even in that small tragic cast, I mean, you build relationships with people and like you start to
you're trauma bonded. You go through something together and you're bonded to each other because of it. Yeah. That's like guys who go to war and stuff like that. They might not see each other for 20 years, but they went through it together. They were in the same platoon or whatever, you know? Guys who play hockey or professional sports, they may not see each other forever, but they went through this period of their life. Guys who played football in college, you know, and they never
I
played.
get
They
that.
go through this time of their life and it has meaning, and so they're connected.
Duh, Jeff Delafano, Rusty Bannister, all my soccer buds. I can say their names.
Oh, okay.
Do I care?
Sure. I don't know.
You think they'd care if they said mine? Please.
No.
I'll say this though, that really just for me is that you see these episodes come out like 16 weeks of the year, and like they're on for 40 minutes after commercials, and it's very
they're actually
level.
Friends.
They're really friends, and
I know it's hard to believe because the other housewives and stuff, they don't ever see each other.
And when Scheana said that,
you know what's interesting, the Housewives series, I don't think many of them are legitimately really close friends. I think Gina and Alexa, is her name Alexis in OC?
Yeah. Gina and no, not Alexis.
What's her name?
Gina and
the lawyer.
They're
really friends.
Yeah,
in Miami,
Marisol and Alexia are friends.
Are really friends.
Jill and Luann are friends.
Yeah, but are they like that kind of friend? I don't know.
They were.
But on like Southern Charm, those people like really hang out on.
They were all friends.
Yeah, Shaw's Sunset, they really hung out for like 20 years beforehand. And I would say the same on Pump Rules. That's why they were successful, these other little shows. Because
Salt Lake City, they were all kind of friends too, because it's a smaller city. So it's like,
so it's different.
Yeah, it's different. Like the elite know each other. But I just think that there's, you know, you look at Scheana, and it's like they've been on the show for 10 years. And we're also remembering these are formidable years. These aren't like
the that's true. They're coming of age years.
Yes.
Now I will say
they're much more mature.
They're mothers. And this week, Bravo's been brilliant because they're just playing all the old episodes. Every time you put on Bravo, it's another season. And there was Christina Kelly talking about Kristen and Ariana or something like that. And I thought, oh my God, almost nothing has changed. I had actually forgotten that was the same Christina Kelly.
The one that had the yard sale when Katie didn't show up with the clothes. And then Katie showed up and they were like, you got blackout drunk last night. And she's like, I hate myself. I just hate myself. I like watched that the other day.
But it was great because they played Scheana's wedding, her first wedding.
Oh, yeah.
The Shay. And she's a whole different woman. Like there's a woman who's a completely different woman.
They were mean to Scheana when you watch back. They're very
really very mean to Scheana. Yeah, they really were. She's always been like the outsider who wasn't really part of the group.
And I love Lala. She's inspired me so much. And I want her to know this because if you watch back, like her drunken screaming matches, like they're pretty intense. And like, I used to have some bad ones when I would drink too. And I'm trying to find that fighter in me because I could have used my voice, like at times. I mean, you know, reimbursements for COVID tests, stuff like that. I could have really used my voice and screamed and yelled like I would have in the past after a few cocktails. Lala, I need the method to your madness. How have you got your wild back, even being sober? I love it. So reach out to us because I need your advice.
Well, I think she's a very smart woman.
She's smart. You can tell.
She is smart. Lauren is smart.
She is. And also, watch the Randall scandal because this whole thing around like her real name is not Lala.
It's Lauren.
It's because her brother couldn't say Lauren and said Lala. And that's how it came out. And you know what? Like, that's messed up because like, I imagine if like my niece, Julia, if Juju stuck and then someone wants to go, her name's not Juju, like that nasty. It's like, no, but we've been calling her that since she's been a little kid. Like, this isn't Raquel that changed her name from Rachel to Raquel because she wanted to like reinvent herself. They're
totally different. No, I get that. But tell me something. When are they going to let her out of the trailer? Next week? Because the Bambi eyes in the trailer are just too much for me. They really are. She's enjoying it way too much. And there's, just from what I've seen of her so far, there's no remorse. None. No self-reflection. No, oh, I am sorry. Just, Oh, they say we're liars. Oh, I know. And I
Or
haven't been that
Lala
kind.
and James are the same. Girl, even if people want to say cheating is cheating, like a 3-year-old knows that it's not the same.
But
Like,
it's not, but she has no remorse. She has no accountability and no
exactly.
self-reflection. That's my problem with Rachel.
And
She's
remember,
not like going, yeah, I knew it was wrong, and I knew he was your friend. You're my friend. I love you, and I don't know what happened to me. I was just overcome. None of that.
yeah. And you know what? Remember, when Rachel found out that Lala and James did do that,
Yeah,
she got a nice apology from Lala multiple times because it was before all this.
Right.
And then we all remember this scene at Lala's birthday and how kind she was to Rachel.
Yes.
And we all remember all of it. So you know what, Rachel? Like, just the optics here, you'd think that she'd come to the reunion and be like, I'm going to be so remorse. Like, just based off of all the cringeworthy moments to finish the season, I would feel like, oh my God, I can only imagine how this production team is going to spin. And they did. They saw the whole actual season before the reunion. So she saw it as a final product, unless she didn't want to watch it. So who knows? But if she did, or anyone told her, she looked like a moron for 6 straight episodes. So you'd think she'd walk into the reunion and be like,
oh, I've been caught. I
love
was exposed.
Tom, but I can tell you that, like, I'm disgusted with how we got here. None of that was okay. But I also have to say that, like, because of horrible decisions we made, I fell in love with him. They were the worst decisions I've ever made in my life, but like, I can't go back in time.
Right.
And I think if she said that, they'd be like, yeah, they wouldn't get the answer they want. But at the same time, she'd be being honest, which is true. Like, how can she not regret that she didn't say to Tom Sandoval, listen, like, your relationship is super rocky. We already had a one-night stand. I care about you. You seem to care about me. We have to stop, and you have to break up with Ariana. And like, if you want to, like, and it's on you, I'll keep a secret that we had a one-night stand. But like, if you want this to go further, like, you need to break up with her.
And I loved that Tom and Tom don't even have their dates right.
That is so funny. And I have to say that Lala, like, that was so funny when Lala said that, because I thought, like, she was like she turned, it was like she turned to James, and she was like, she didn't even do it to like get upset. She did it to be like, oh, they don't even have their story straight.
You didn't even get it all straight. You don't even have your timeline straight.
You're a worm with a mustache.
You're a worm with the mustache. That was a great line. But I think I have to wonder what James is on, because he's out of control. He was out of control. That's what I mean. He's so upset, though. I think it's disproportional anger to what it didn't affect him, and he shouldn't be this upset. So he's either on something to me, or he's looking for additional airtime.
I completely disagree with you.
I know you do, but I'm just telling you from my perspective, I think he's either on something he can't control himself, or he's really looking for airtime.
I think that he felt loyalty and friendship.
I know he thought he was a friend, and they were like brothers. I guess I never got it.
I didn't either, and that's fine. But what I'm saying is, no, I get it. But what I'm trying to say, though, is that when you do look back at the footage, Sandoval did act like a big brother to him. He would always pull him aside. He would always try to pump him up. He paid for half of his proposal. So I think James just felt like, I think James is definitely jumping on the bandwagon a little bit.
Yeah, he's definitely jumping on the bandwagon.
So here's my question. James, if you're out there listening to Aunt and Andrew, how would you take an apology? Would you take it okay? Like, how would you take a sincere, because you're happy with Allie, right? Like, James,
right. And not only that, James has done some horrible things and has sought forgiveness.
Exactly. So if Sandoval and Raquel came to you collectively, let's put Ariana on hold, put her on the back burner.
Yeah.
Would you forgive? I wonder. Now, if it's okay if you wouldn't, but I'm just saying that there needs to be an admission then that you also are just mad because of more than just that. Because
Well, that's why I think he has displaced anger.
You need to try. I mean, you need to be willing to forgive if you've seen the forgiveness from them. I mean, it doesn't have to be immediate, but I'm just wondering because I'd be curious to know if he said it would never, it's like a non-negotiable, that it wouldn't be ever forgiven.
Well, I do think he's jumped on the bandwagon a little bit with Sandoval's a liar. Sandoval's a liar. I mean,
he's been doing that for a long time.
Oh, he has? Oh, I thought it was just since
he said scandal. That like a while ago or something. And so
but it's like part of his act now. That's all I'm saying. I don't think it was before. So I think he's capitalizing on others' misfortune. That's all. I think some of them have a little displaced anger. I just do.
I think especially him. Nuts.
I'm just saying, I think the way that James came in so boiling hot, you would think he's either looking for attention, trying to jump on the bandwagon, or he still has feelings for Rachel. Maybe it's
I don't think he's had closure from Rachel.
Maybe there's something else with Rachel.
He didn't give himself enough time to have closure with Rachel before he started dating Allie.
So he shouldn't need it.
I disagree. I think that you can not want a future with someone, but still feel like something has to simmer and it doesn't have to be boiling hot. And I think that Raquel has fueled so much fire for James that every time that he starts to heal or feel happy and just good with Allie and like feels that Raquel is moving on
to Rachel. Maybe Rachel sought the comfort of Tom because James was putting her down and telling her that he never loved her, that he's finally met the love of his life, that he only talks to her because of Graham. I mean, there were a lot of little things. He was nasty. Before we knew about this relationship, he was mean to Rachel.
Of course he was. Of course he was.
Some of his meanness, I think, is because he still cares for her.
Okay, pause. You pause now. Okay. You're forgetting that like he was on the show and was a very big fixture before she came bopping in, and she just then ran over to Sandy and was like, I want to stay on this show, I want to stay relevant. So like imagine like this is
definitely she's an opportunist without a doubt.
That's what I'm trying to say. So
she's sitting in the trailer.
I told you
no remorse whatsoever. It's obvious. I'm not saying she's perfect either. Actually, none of them are perfect. That's why I love him, because none of them are perfect.
He has every right to want her gone.
Do you think he wants her gone?
I think he wants her silent, mute, mousy, Bambi, gone. Like muzzle.
No.
He doesn't want her to
impact his... It gives him a story. It gives him a story. Yes, it does. It gave James his own little person to fight with.
I don't think he likes that. I think he wants to be the number one guy in the group.
Oh, he is. He thinks he's the number one guy, but Jax keeps on putting on his number one guy shirt and wearing it on Instagram.
But I don't think, I think Raquel is a bee that won't leave James alone.
No, she's just going to buzz around him for years. Yeah.
And I think that he doesn't need her to be relevant. He's unhinged.
Oh, he's unhinged.
He doesn't need Raquel
to be unhinged.
He's Lala. He is Lala in a male body. He can come up with the lines. He makes jokes. He'll make you cry. He's an incredible for television, and he doesn't need Rachel.
I'm not saying that he isn't fantastic, but I think somewhere he's an
asshole. So he took advantage of a situation.
He's taking advantage of a situation. That's
to be an asshole to someone that he doesn't like.
I know, but still, I think I get why Katie is upset. I get how Schwartz is in the middle of it, because Katie's upset that Schwartz, she hated Raquel anyways because she thought it was Raquel and Schwartz.
That's not even why she's upset.
I get that. I get Scheana being upset because
Katie's upset because of the fact that Schwartz sold out on his marriage for Sandoval and the restaurant and all these things. And now look, like Sandoval fucked up his own life. So was it worth it, Schwartz, to like go down before the Titanic?
No, none of it's worth it. But they still couldn't help themselves.
And Lala is operating off of, Lala is someone that I think, like, for example, she was the first to say, the food at Schwartz and Sandy's is good. I'll give you guys that.
She did. She said,
so what I'm saying is she's immediately right now thinking about how for 2 to 3 years, Sandoval has not been kind to her and has totally taken advantage of her misfortune with Randall for his own advantage. Earlier this season, And she has a point with saying, I can't be friends with people that are friends with Randall because she has a daughter and she's in a custody battle. It's a different ball.
She is. And Randall's a creep.
And also Sandoval didn't honor that. Well, he did honor it, but Schwartz didn't. And then Sandoval defended Schwartz and then they got into fights. And so of course Lala's just taking advantage of the situation. You
don't think that she isn't deflecting Lala some of her anger at Randall towards Tom?
No, I think if this was Brock to Scheana, she'd be far less vocal.
Yeah, because it wasn't right to compare Sandoval to Randall. It just wasn't. He's not the same one. She's like, he's Randall in 10 years. No, he's not. No, maybe. Randall's a whole other level.
I don't think Sandoval is smart enough or aggressive.
Because there's so much about that will just make you sick.
There's so many layers.
So many. It's like an onion. The more you peel it, the more layers there are, and the more it stinks, and the more
the Bruce Willis part is disgusting.
It's disgusting. The Bruce, even more so now.
Family that we've had that had passed away from Alzheimer's, it's even worse.
It's even worse to take advantage of somebody
when you know how it is.
When you know that he was having a problem at the time.
And the struggle that we witnessed, like I can only imagine, like when you're working. Like, because we witnessed struggle, and he was, and my grandpa, your dad was just chilling at that time.
I know.
This is like working, telling.
I know, and he was young. I mean, Bruce Willis got it young. I want to say, anybody, if you have a chance this holiday weekend, this Memorial Day, first of all, you should visit any cemetery or a veteran's grave and pay respects to those who gave the ultimate sacrifice, their lives, so we could have this ridiculous freedom we have and sit here and talk about reality shows. And after you go and honor those who've died, watch the Randall scandal.
The Randall scandal on
Hulu. So when we review it, Hulu on that, you know the channel. Yeah. You will know what we're talking about.
It's so good.
It is so good.
Well, really anywho, we'll catch you next time, and maybe you'll see a little special on the Randall scandal before next week's Jersey and Pop.
I can't wait for next week's reunion because Bambi will be on.
Oh, well, we hope so. I have a feeling she's going to come on really at the end, and it's going to be extended to the week after, but hopefully.
Oh, I'm sure they'll drag it. Yeah.
Yeah, at least most of it, they'll do it, but
they're going to
we'll see.
Yeah.
Anyhow.
All right.
Bye, y'all.